This happened almost 25 years ago, but I remember this day as if it were yesterday. I was home from school at my grandparents' house out in their old playroom at this day. My grandpa had to go to work and was gone for the day, and my grandmother had gone down to the little nursery for some new plants right down the road. So I stayed at home, this beautiful colonial turn of the century home, complete with brick and large white column out front. I was only a small little girl, about 5, 7 years old at that time. So my grandma told me to stay in the playroom with the curtains pulled and all the door locked, and that she will be back in a few minutes. She kissed me goodbye and headed out the back door to the carport, got in her car and drove down the driveway. So I locked the door behind her and pulled the curtain on the double French door, turned on the TV and sat on the couch until she was to return. Unknowingly, this will be one of the scariest experiences I will ever experience on that day as a small child. As I sat there watching TV, I heard music that didn't sound like it was coming from the television, and I thought maybe my grandma had left the radio on or something. I muted the TV and I could hear the song more clearly now, but it still sounded as if it was coming from another part of the house. I should have listened to my grandmother that day, but trying to be helpful, I went to find the source of the music. I walked through the entire house, checking all the radio, alarm clock, TV, and anything that could be the source of the incredibly mouthful music. It was nowhere to be found. As I walked back out through the house and got close to the dining room, which was located of the old cellar in the basement, the music grew louder. It seemed to be coming from the pantry, which had access to the cellar below. As I opened the pantry door and the music grew louder, chill crawling up my spine, and I feel as though someone was watching me. Suddenly, a man's voice came from right behind me to join in the song, and it felt as though he was standing behind me, breathing on my neck as he sang. As a young girl at that time, I did only thing that I know. I ran all the way back to the other end of the house, back to the playroom, turned on TV, full blast to try drown out anything that I knew I couldn't explain anyway. A few moments later, the trash can on the carport crashed outside and my heart continued racing. Within the next few minutes, my grandmother returned and in turn caused me to jump out of my skin. However, she denied hearing anything strange before and tried to explain it away and ease my mind. It wasn't until years later, after they moved from that house, that we were talking about it, and she was finally admitting that she and grandfather and even my older sister had experienced that